Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for my scent and makeup of the day daily video upload. It is a foggy, overcast, cool day here in Central Virginia. I'm wanting to dip into a scent that is alluring and mysterious and has a little bit of thickness to it. And so I'm going to go back to the Maison Lancome line, which I've been really intrigued with lately. And we're going to try out Patchouli Aromatique. If you're not familiar with this line from Lancome, this is their more sort of exclusive high-end line of fragrances. And they come in these really super heavy bottles that have these luxury caps on them, luxurious caps on them, and this metal plating on the front and on the side. Really beautiful bottles. If you see one that you think you will enjoy and it's on sale, grab it. Chances are it's being discontinued. So if you want it, you better get your hands on it quickly because they're turning out new sort of batches for the line often. So this particular one, Patchouli Aromatique, is aromatic, it's woody, it's herbal, it's a little spicy, maybe has a little bit of musk, but is definitely heavy on exactly how it's called, patchouli and the aromatic accord. I have sampled this before. It is a thick, dense fragrance. At the same time, though, has some lightness to it in that it's not going to be a cloying scent that is overwhelming. However, as I always say with any of the fragrances from the Maison Lancome line, like your Oud Bouquet, I have Santal Cardamom, and also Magnolia Rosé, and then a few other 1 ounces, and some that I've ordered and are on the way. These are heavy fragrances, and they go beast mode pretty quick. So a spray or two, three, if you're feeling adventurous, will get you through the entire day. Don't spray any more of that, or you will hurt some people around you. And they will be asking for you to go shower and scrub it off. But if you keep it light, it is all of these scents are really beautiful, well blended, and will appear luxurious or feel luxurious to anyone smelling you nearby. These are fragrances that make you feel wealthy, if you will. If that makes any kind of sense at all. So the main notes in here are actually the only notes that are showing up, at least on Fragrantica, are patchouli, sage, and vetiver. So if you don't like the patchouli that leans toward like that incensey, earthy kind of too like head shoppy kind of smell, that sage helps to round it out and give it a bit of a more herbal feel, which I think is really nice. And then that vetiver adds this sort of woodiness or woodiness rather around the edges. It makes it a more earthy scent. So it's a really beautiful scent. It is unisex for men and women, and I think that's right on. It doesn't lean to me, to my nose, too feminine or too masculine. Either group could pull it off if that's something that you care about. Now, one thing I would like to do with this is to experiment with layering. And so I'm going to spray this as my main fragrance, but then do a little bit of strategic layering in certain spots so that I can test that during the day. So one of the scents that I'm going to use to layer maybe on one arm is going to be Hanami by Fleur. I recently purchased this travel size and really like this. The only note in here is sandalwood, and it'll lend some more sort of creaminess to the patchouli. So I might spot try that. Taking a little sniff here, guys, on one arm to see how it does with helping to round out the patchouli scent. And then on the other arm, I'll do a quick little spritz of Ariana Grande Cloud, which some people feel is somewhat of a dupe for Baccarat Rouge 540. It definitely has that light, airy marshmallow saffron. You say tomato, I say tomato, saffron, whichever you please, scent to it. And so I'll do that on the other arm to try it out. I have a feeling that these will layer nicely. I'm going to lay down the patchouli first. Anytime that you want to layer, you want to put down the heavier fragrance first and then spritz the other one on top of that or near it. So in this case, I'll do it near it. Like I might do the patchouli aromatique on my wrists and maybe a little bit, you know, right under in my neck area and so forth. And then use the Hanami in one elbow and the Ariana Grande in the other and test those out and see how that goes. So that's my scent of the day. Let's go check out the makeup wardrobe for today. I'm going to keep the makeup wardrobe really simple for today because I have a lot to do and I don't want to spend a lot of time putting makeup on. Even though I may be either staying home or just running some quick errands, I would like to have something on my face. I always enjoy that and feel a little better when I do, or feel like I look a little better. I always feel great, guys. Makeup doesn't define how I feel, but it does help me feel prettier, if that makes sense. So we're going to go in as a foundation product and rely on the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. This does have some SPF in it. This is in the color Desert 6.5. This is by no means full coverage. It's a nice light to medium coverage tinted gel that does really nicely on the skin, gives it a dewy finish, and makes it feel like you have some foundation on without too much crazy coverage or fussing. And you can apply that with your hands directly to your skin and just work that out in a matter of seconds. I am going to do a little bit of concealer right under my eyes and then maybe spot conceal in a couple of other places with an Old Faithful, which is the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. It says super coverage and I think that's right. This will a little bit goes a long way, so just dab some on under your eyes, maybe like a little hit, and then, you know, sort of tap that out. And that will work out. I'm not going to do anything else in terms of like priming. I'm not going to use the typical Becca anti-fatigue under eye primer. I'm not going to use an eyeshadow base. I'm just going to keep it really simple today. And I also want to very easily be able to wash everything off at the end of the night and get in that bed because I know I'll be tired by the time I finish doing everything I think I'm going to do today. So my eyeshadow today is going to be this Cutie Patootie Rose Edit by Viseart. If you don't know about Viseart, it is a brand that's highly regarded on YouTube by, you know, makeup YouTubers. I like Viseart. I think they're great shadows. However, I would reach for Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath over Viseart any day. However, these are solid performers. I have Rosé and I have the Warm Edit. And I was thinking about getting that Master Pro, the matte version, the big one, and I know it's being discontinued, so I got to take a look and see if that's even still available. But I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase a bunch of Viseart palettes. Yeah, I do think they perform just fine, but you know how things get super hyped up, and like if you think about the hype up on a scale, right, from doesn't deserve any of the hype to deserves all of the hype it's getting. I think Viseart is sort of right of center. It's somewhere in here, but I don't think it's like right up there. Okay, that said, this is what the Rosé Edit looks like. The nice thing about these little palettes, aren't they cute? I mean, look how tiny that is. It fits in the palm of my hand. Works great if you need to throw this in a purse, if you're the kind of person that wants to be sure to touch up your eyeshadow during the day. If you want to travel, it literally fits in like a jeans pocket. Not that anyone's carrying eyeshadow in their jeans pocket. You know what I mean? But if you wanted to, you could. So anyway, this is a sort of pinkier edit. It does have though some more neutral and warm tones over in here if you wanted that for your look, and a little bit of purple lavendery tones up in this space. I'm not sure what I'll do. I may stick to maybe this in the crease, that sort of on the outer edges, And maybe a little bit of this interesting purple here on the outer, maybe half of my eyelid, and then something like this pinky shade here on their inner corner. So people talk about these shadows performing really well. I do think they perform nicely. One thing I do notice is that the shimmers here, you know, sometimes I'll have a little bit of fallout with them, and so I've learned to use glitter glue. So just keep that in mind, no big deal. But just to swatch the colors that I'm thinking about, and I don't know what the names of these are, I'm sorry. I will say that the mattes do blend out quite properly. They don't give me any trouble. Maybe I'll, like I said, go in with that. Ooh, that's really nice. Super vibrant. And then maybe layer that over. I don't know. I'll think about that. Would that work? Yeah, maybe I'll do that combo there. Okay, so that's the eyeshadow look for the day. I'll make it really quick, work mostly with my fingers and then a brush for the crease. I'll do the Hoola Benefit bronzer for a little bit of toasting around the edges of my face. Go in with Wet n Wild Pearlescent Pink, which I really love. This is supposed to be, well, people consider it a dupe for NARS Orgasm, and I think that's about right. There is a little bit of shimmer in this, or sheen. If you don't like that, stay away. But it's just a nice pinky peachy color that performs really well on the cheeks. It will start to fade, you know, after like a full work day or whatever. But again, it's Saturday. I'm just running around the house and maybe doing some errands. Not a big deal. I will use Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara on the eyes. It does have that kind of curved brush, which isn't the best for my eyes, but this does fine and performs well during the day. So solid contender, solid performer. On my eyebrows, I'm not going to sculpt, but I do want to give them a little bit more depth and color. And so I'll go in with the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the color Brunette. This will help define them, help shape them up just a little bit without adding any extra to the sparse areas, but it will give volume to what's there, if that makes sense, and will go nicely with this grouping here. Eyeliner, I'm going to go to an Old Faithful. This has not gotten great reviews in the makeup community, but I do like it. It's the Maybelline Unstoppable eyeliner in the color Onyx. I bought a bunch of these at one point, so I'd have backups, and they just do well. Is it the smoothest? No. Does it last forever and ever? No. Does it perform well? Yeah, and it's super cheap. I like you. You're staying in my collection. Onto the lips, I'm going to keep it simple and use Tiramisu from the color Tiramisu from the Rimmel Lasting Finish 1000 Kisses Stay On Lip Contouring Pencil. Super inexpensive, maybe $3, $4, $5 at the most at the drugstore. Okay, maybe more, maybe it's 6 or 7, I don't know. But that'll go really nicely with both the cheeks and then the colors that I'm thinking about for my eyeshadow. And finally, I'll rely on lip gloss on a day like today when I'm, you know, not doing video conferencing or whatever, and just want to be able to reapply when needed, so without any fuss. So this is the Fenty Beauty Fussy color. This is their gloss bomb in the fussy color. Oh my gosh, these have been so super duper hyped up on YouTube. Do I think they deserve the hype? Again, I've put it in the Viseart category. If you think about hype, right, as sort of this scale, not deserving, super deserving, it's somewhere in here. I mean, they're solid performing lip glosses. But here's the thing. I think when you find the thing, the holy grail that you love the most, it's hard then for other things to stand up to that. So this is a solid performer. I would not go out of my way to repurchase this. Why? Because I am head over heels in love with the Pat McGrath Lust lip glosses. I have them in a variety of colors, and they outperform these Fenty Beauty gloss bombs by a lot, in my opinion. They don't fade. They're just as juicy or juicier, and they have a little bit more opacity. This is a little bit clearer. You know, what I mean by that is you can see through this a little bit more than maybe the Pat McGrath ones, and these will fade over time. They do have a nice smell. People comment on that. It's funny, I never noticed the smell of things until other YouTubers mention it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It smells like nice, like Jolly Rancher candies to me. And so if that matters to you, great. So that's my little makeup wardrobe for the day. I'm going to keep it simple. And I will be uploading other videos today. That's one of the activities I want to do. I think I'm going to do a makeup video. And I'm also going to put together a perfume video for tomorrow. And so I hope you'll join me again tomorrow for my scent and makeup of the day. Hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day.